Have you been to Wimbledon Village in London when the All England Tennis Championships are on? Well, let me take you for a wander around. For 2 weeks of the year, the population of the village swells by about 4 to 1. So if you're not big on crowds, it's probably a time to stay away. And at the end of the video, I'll show you a place where you can get strawberries that are bigger than your head. Let me explain. Now, back in 2013, one of the local business owners noticed that the village itself was quiet when the tennis was on, which surprised her because over the 2 weeks, tens of thousands of visitors and tennis fans from all around descend on Wimbledon, and she was wondering why they weren't coming into the village. So she came up with the concept of having a window dressing competition. So all the local businesses had to dress up their storefronts under the theme of purple and green, which are the Wimbledon colours, strawberries and cream. Every year, here's a bit of a random fact for you, every year they sell over 38 tonnes of strawberries. That is 1.92 million individual strawberries are sold over the 2-week period. This one looks pretty cool. It's the Rose and Crown. It's one of the oldest pubs in town, and they've gone for the oversized tennis ball on the wall hook. So her concept was, let's have a competition to draw the crowds into the village. So all the businesses got behind her, and as I take you through a walk up and down the high street, you'll see that all of them have their shop fronts themed around the tennis. I like this one, it's pretty cool. The tennis balls are like smashed into the window. But as you can see, it certainly worked a treat, because look how many people now have come into the village to visit the cafes, the restaurants, the pubs. And this is only about lunchtime. Once the tennis finishes, everyone makes their way back into the village. But it's certainly a very cool place to be. There's a real energy, a real vibe about the place. And it's just a nice place to be. This is our first time experiencing the tennis here in the village. But it's very, very cool. Pretty flowers, but pretty much all of the businesses here in the village have made an effort to have their shop front decked out with something that's purple, green. This one has tennis rackets. As you notice, all of the shop fronts got some type of display up. Some are more creative than others, but it's pretty cool when the whole village gets behind it and supports a good cause, and that is driving traffic into the village, which is great for business. Look at these places, everywhere is really full. Isn't it great to see? Now I'll show you some more of the shop fronts, and at the end, as promised, I'll show you the one that we think is the coolest. Well, I think it's the coolest anyway, and it's the one that has the large mutant size strawberries. Now we'll come back and I'll cross over the other side of the high street, but as you can see, there's buses and cars all flowing through the village itself. Certainly a place to be. It's certainly the place to be. So this is the high street, and I'll just sneak over while the lights are red. There are double-decker buses everywhere. I'm just walking back up the high street. All the businesses have the championship Wimbledon flags out the front on the top of their businesses. So as you can see, everywhere. This one has the green, the strawberries. And I've also found out that, see all the tennis balls there? Apparently Slazenger provides all the tennis balls. So if you want to install them in your window display, you just make contact with them and they donate them to you. Because when you think about it, they use thousands and thousands of tennis balls throughout the 2-week event. And the tennis balls are everywhere. I wonder how many tennis balls are in the village. But look at all the businesses. They are overflowing with visitors, tennis fans, and it is only just after lunch. So when the tennis finishes, they all walk up the hill and they make their way back into the village to go to the pub for a beer, to have a meal, visit one of the cafes. But it is a very cool place to be. It's really, really exciting. But there are just people everywhere. And one thing we've noticed about the tennis crowd, they've got a real class about them. They dress nicely, have a nice manner about them. And when the tennis is over, when they come up the hill, they're all dressed nicely. They've got their hats on, their jackets. Yeah, it's really nice. Now this is the roundabout here. There's the town clock just up there. That's your benchmark. So if you are coming into the village and you want to go to the tennis, you just come to this roundabout, look for that clock there, and then you turn right. And it'll take you down to the tennis. Now, as promised, I said I'd take you to a place in the village which has strawberries which are larger than your head. This is the Ivy, and I believe this has one of the coolest, most creative shop fronts here in the village. Let me take you for a closer look. How cool is it? And as you can see, it's very popular. They have a big chair out the front and everyone gets their photo taken, including us. We even got London having this photo there. If you like this content, please don't forget to hit the like, subscribe and notifications button and leave a comment below. See you in the next video.